So first of all, why don't you just talk a little bit about Big Sunday and how all that got started to give us some background?
Big Sunday started in 1999 as a synagogue mitzvah day, which is a lot of synagogues do it. It started that in the 90s where it was a day of good deeds, and a lot of people went out around the town, in whatever city they're in, and did it. I started it mainly because the rabbi asked me to. It was all just a mistake. I wasn't like a very active member there. I was a dad with kids in preschool, and we did it, and it was a lot of fun. We had a few hundred people, and it was great. And but I felt that it would be more fun to do it multicultural and multi-ethnic. One of the groups that we had helped with Catholic Charities, and I thought, I'm really happy to help with Catholic Charities, but also being able to just do it alongside a Catholic person. So the next year we added some churches and some other synagogues, and schools, and we were on our way. The time things really changed. The third year, one of the groups we helped was Covenant House, which was a Catholic charity thing that helped kids who are on the street, and kids really, really tough lives. And I hit up their kids up and said, how can we help you guys on this day? And she said, our kids don't need help. They want to give help.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was really interesting because these are guys little. But at that moment, we really went from becoming a community service day to a community building event with the idea that everyone has some way that they can help somebody else. But this past spring, on Big Sunday weekend, a full weekend long now, we had more than 50,000 people of all ages and all backgrounds working together at more than 100 different nonprofit sites, more than 500, excuse me, at more than 500 different nonprofit sites, more than 100 different towns and cities throughout Southern California. So it's a cool thing because everybody is there putting their best foot forward and helping in some way.
That's so wonderful. That's such a great organization, really grassroots and has grown up in the community and shows how many people are really willing to get involved if you just ask them, right?
They just want to know they're wanted and needed, and they sometimes need to be pointed in the right direction. And that's what we do. We're proud of the fact that at Big Sunday our volunteers include homeless people, and they include famous movie stars and CEOs, and everybody is treated the same as values, same as we mix it all up. And we have 2-year-olds and we have 92-year-olds, and there's a place for everyone to help.
So tell us a little about the book. What prompted you to write a book, and how'd you decide on what exactly would be in it?
Well, the thing with the book was that volunteering is very much in the air, and that's great. And there's a lot of things encouraging people to volunteer, but in some ways, I think it's almost like there's too much. A lot of people said to me that they were really overwhelmed. They wanted to help, they wanted to give back, but there was so much out there they didn't know where to begin. And the Gandhis and the Martin Luther Kings and the Mother Teresa, they're kind of overwhelming. Like, sure, who doesn't want to be like Mother Teresa? But let's be real. I mean, we don't all have a lifetime to spend feeding the hungry of Calcutta. And if you're me, sitting here in LA, kind of a sort of a lazy guy, but wanting to do something nice, and I'm looking at Mother Teresa, it's like, well, hopefully there's somewhere in between me lying on my sofa watching reruns and being Teresa. So I wanted to write a book for that crowd who's good-hearted and wants to help, but just wants to know where to begin.
Absolutely. At VolunteerMatch, we really try, those are the people we're trying to reach as well, the people that, could make volunteering and service a part of their everyday lives if we just show them how. It's not as inconvenient as people think. It's not as hard to break into as people think. And I found your book to be such a great resource.
Well, I appreciate all that. There's volunteering and there's giving, and sometimes people have time and not money, and sometimes people have money and not time. Sometimes you can mix it up, and there might be a week or a month or a year where you have a lot of time to give a lot of your service to be a mentor to somebody or going on a regular basis or even do a big one-shot thing. And there are other times you might have less time, but you might realize there's a family that has no food for Thanksgiving or kids who have no toys for Christmas, and that there's something that you can do. We worked with a company that their employees really want to give back. They're we can work with that. You can go on to some website. There's not a homeless shelter in the world that doesn't need new socks or underwear or toiletries for their people. And you can do it. If you don't have the time, you can do it right from the comfort of your own computer where you are right now. And go on to a website of the stores we all know and order two socks or toothpaste or whatever it might be and find a local shelter in your neighborhood that can use it.
Absolutely.
Contact me, David at BigSunday.org, wherever you live, and I can point you to one that would love your help.
Great. So let's talk about nonprofits now. The Engaging Volunteers blog here at VolunteerMatch specifically focuses on how nonprofits can better recruit and manage and engage volunteers. And so what can nonprofits get from your book?
I think volunteers should have a good time. I think that some people think you need to wear a hair shirt when you're volunteering. I don't get it. If there's something you hate to do, if you hate gardening, don't volunteer to garden. Cook or paint or visit with people. And I think nonprofits can learn from that too. The people who come to volunteer for them should have a good time. I always tell people volunteer for me. I want them to have fun. So that way, anytime they want to volunteer for me again. The other thing nonprofits should not be afraid of is asking people what they want to do. And if they don't really need them right now, don't be afraid to say so. Like sometimes you have a good-hearted volunteer, somebody with a lot of talent and something to add to your organization, but you might not have anything for them to do at that minute. Say, please check back with us in a week or a month, because volunteers are smart, and if you're making us do busy work, they'll know what, and they're going to burn out, and they're not going to like it. So I think it's very important for nonprofits to respect their volunteers' time, which can even include saying, just hold on for a little bit. The other thing I always say to nonprofits, the first thing you should say, the first words out of your mouth, please, when you have a volunteer there, the first thing you should say, thank you for coming. And if you want to hit them later with all the other things you need, whether it's you need them to come back next week or you're really hoping they write a check before they leave or they adopt a dog before they go, whatever it happens to be.
So what else do you think that nonprofits should take away from your book?
Great ways to look for continued involvement, as well as some ways to look for both fundraising, both from your volunteers as well as from other groups. Because anyone who runs a nonprofit like myself, everyone's under the gun. Fundraising is very tight. We're all looking for that volunteer that's going to come through, who's either going to save us a lot of money, give us a lot of money, or find us a lot of money. And you don't have to be shy about that, because we know that you want to be polite about it, and you want to be politic about it. And I think it's important. Everybody wants to feel wanted and needed, and sometimes that is through money, but people also don't want to feel like a target every time you see them. And a lot of it is somewhat common sense, but I try to address some of those issues in my book. Because I've seen it from both sides. I've been a volunteer. I'm now running a nonprofit. I do a lot of fundraising, and I have tried to include some suggestions, whether it's people running an official 501c3 or people maybe running a fundraiser for their school or their church who aren't officially running a nonprofit but still have to do fundraising to make their program work.
Right. Absolutely. Great. One thing that we often focus on here at Engaging Volunteers is the role of technology. And I'm curious how you view the role of technology in terms of Big Sunday's success, as well as in general for nonprofits dealing with volunteers.
Well, Big Sunday couldn't exist without the internet. The way we engage so many people so they all know where they're going and how to get there. We wouldn't be able to do it without the internet. And sometimes we've also done things like we needed a collection for something. We hear that there's a group of people who have no money for Thanksgiving dinner. We put an email out. That said, we at the end of the day, there's nothing like flesh and blood people.
Right.
And Big Sunday's mission is not just community service, but it's community building. And I feel like there's great power in you are veterans. Um, and then you relate to people as neighbors and as moms and dads or people who live in the same city or whatever it happens to be. And I think that's really great. And I hope we don't lose that with all the cyber connections.
Great. Well, my final question is for all of the nonprofits that are watching this that are in the LA area, how can they get involved with Big Sunday?
Just so you know, Big Sunday is not just LA, it's throughout Southern California, San Diego to Santa Barbara, and San Francisco and Sacramento next year too. So we posted our holiday list at bigsunday.org. All sorts of ways to help with the holidays, and it's continuing to grow. There are things that from all over the state. Our website is bigsunday.org. People are more than free to contact me, David at bigsunday.org. We're always looking for new ways to help people. We have monthly events. We have a year-round calendar. Big Sunday weekend is May 14th and 15th. And my book is, as you mentioned, Everyone Helps, Everyone Wins. People can contact. Thank you very much. People can contact me on my own website, which is davidlevinson.net. And the book contains many ways for people to help, no matter where you live. You don't have to be in California. You don't have to be in LA. It's purposely designed so that no matter where you live in the world, there's ways, and no matter how old you are, young or old, if you're getting a church group, a school group, or your book club, there's all sorts of ways for you to help back that are addressed in the book. But if people read it, tell them I'd love to hear from them, and if they have other suggestions or hear what they think, that's cool. I love it.
Great. Well, thank you, David. I really appreciate you speaking with us today.
All right, have a good day.
You too. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.